Hallo iedereen, welkom aan Tyler Me, de ster van Rob Zombie's 2 Halloween films onder meer. Small part in the Devil's Rejects as well.
Yes.
And now often seen in his own productions, which is very interesting to me. Tyler, Main Entertainment, your own production company. So a warm welcome for Mr. Tyler Me. So we know you as a horror icon, but I heard a great anecdote that proves that maybe you weren't the biggest horror buff to begin with. Because what did you say when Mr. Rob Zombie called you up and asked you to play Michael Myers?
Oh, you're talking about the mask? Yeah. Yeah, Rob called me and he said, hey, I'm doing Halloween and I want you to play Michael Myers. I said, oh, Rob, I don't want to be a guy behind a hockey mask. He goes, wrong movie, dumbass. And then he went on to explain to me how he wanted to tell the backstory and make it more of a three-dimensional person than a one-dimensional, and it was just fantastic.
That is the big thing, because there are a lot of fans of the Rob Zombie version. It has its enemies as well.
Yes,
No, which is fine. I like it. But,
hey, yeah.
But the big change is the backstory, because John Carpenter made it very clear he wanted an almost no-dimensional character, no backstory.
Right.
So, what do you think about that approach that Rob took? It's a very brave one, I should say that.
Yeah, I think it was very brilliant, because I mean, for me to know that he's more of a human is something, because even with the way Rob portrayed him, it could be the guy next door. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's more terrifying to me than a one-dimensional character that's fictitious. You know, it just scares the hell out of me to think that one of you guys could be a serial killer. I know it's you, right? It's you, and you enjoy it.
It's interesting too, because there was a poll only recently, and they asked millennials. I don't know if you know what that are. That people are under 20, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. And they showed them Halloween for the very first time, the original. No one was scared. So that movie, however brilliant it is, it doesn't work for these people, so it needed to be rebooted. It's quite interesting, I think. That kind of movie that was once a scare masterpiece has lost some of its power along the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the internet and everything, you can see gory, graphic stuff anywhere on the internet, you know, and the way film has evolved, you have to blow somebody up, cut them in half, or spray blood everywhere for people to get excited about it. It's just, that's the way it's evolving. And what Rob did with the Halloween, you know, they needed to do it. They needed to kick some life into it. Some people still, you know, think the original was better, but it's all, you know, a matter of opinion. And there's like, I think, what, 9 or 10 of them now that they can watch, so.
Yeah, but it clearly needed a reboot, because, you know, it wasn't scary for the younger audience.
Well, yeah,
someone needed to do something, and you did it. So.
Wow.
It's also interesting. I made a film with a masked villain, let's say, and I now know how hard it is to act behind a mask, because it's not just putting on a mask. Could you talk a bit about that process of still bringing a character out from behind whatever you have on your head?
Yeah, like if you're wearing a mask, it's a lot harder to portray what you're thinking and your emotions, because you're behind the mask and then you're not speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have to do is you have to use your body language, and what I did was before I got to the mask, and like when I was in the asylum, I was kind of slouched over and then kind of made my progression to the point where I put on the Michael Myers mask, and then I was Michael Myers, and then it was all.
So you gave yourself a little arc, which is, well, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to, you know, because that's the only way you can bring that character to life, and that could be more than one-dimensional character.
I see.
So, yeah. Are you questions?
I got it. Okay, this is one of my favorites. In Halloween 2, in Halloween 2, you actually have the chance. No, you actually do it. You stab an Oscar winner to death.
Yes.
Please explain.
Yeah. It's the first kill. I think it's the first kill where
Nurse.
nurse. Yeah. And you know, who'd have thought she would have gone on and won an Oscar? You know, but I think.
Well, maybe explain who it is because I had to look it up myself. I wasn't clear.
Yeah.
Olivia?
Olivia Spencer. Right?
Yeah, Olivia Spencer, exactly.
Octavia Spencer.
Shit.
Octavia Spencer. Yeah. I forget. But yeah, I think I'm
She's
the
a
only,
nurse.
yeah. I think I'm the only serial killer to kill an Oscar winner.
Well, that was my follow-up question. If you could kill another Oscar winner, who would that be? On screen, we're talking about on screen. Who would you like to murder with a knife who's won an Oscar?
Oh my God. All of them. I don't know, pick one for me. Who would it be?
I think we can let, well, Michael Keaton didn't win, so maybe he got lucky that he didn't win.
Yeah.
And Eddie Redmayne couldn't get far away in his wheelchair, so
Yeah.
you get it quite quickly.
I prefer killing the women. Anyhow, it's a lot of fun. What can I say?
So it's Julianne Moore who's going to die soon. Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
This is fun. You were a professional wrestler until the late 90s, if I'm correct?
Yeah.
And there's a big tradition of wrestlers becoming actors, starting I think with Thor Johnson, who was in some of Ed Wood's movies like Plan 9 from Outer Space, and then we got Roddy Piper, who was in John Carpenter's.
Roddy Piper, yeah.
So besides being really big and dangerous looking, what makes wrestlers such good horror actors? I wonder.
Well, I mean the training. You know, I wrestled professionally for 11 and a half years, and then before that, I did martial arts, and all that training. It was a great stepping stone to get into the film business and to do the fight scenes. You know, and when people find out that you were a professional wrestler for 11 and a half years, they kind of trust you. You know, because what we do is fake and making it look real. You know, so it was a great stepping stone.
Yeah, I was wondering what particular traits from the wrestling ring can you apply in the film world? You don't need your own stuntman, clearly, for example.
Right. Well, I mean, I draw the line at my own stunts.
Okay.
So, I mean, if somebody wants to light me on fire or throw me off of a building, I draw the line. I don't do that. But any fight scene, I'm good with. Good with all of that.
One of the things I enjoyed most when I watched wrestling as a kid with my grandma, don't ask me why I watched with my grandma, but I did, was the rivalries between the wrestlers. And I wonder, does that carry over in the horror villain movie world? Is there like a rival out there for you?
No, you know, I mean, I hang around with like Derek Mears, who is the, you know, Jason in the Friday the 13th. You know, we drink together quite a bit and have fun. But so no, you know, it's we all have our separate jobs to do. We do it.
Okay, so you're buddies.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Now, we talked about wrestlers becoming actors.
Yes.
There's also a lot of actors who portray wrestlers, or they portray boxers, or they portray kickboxers.
Yeah.
Which A-list actor could kick your ass?
I don't think there's one out there.
I'm gonna make a proposal. He's not A-list, but he's all we have in Belgium. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about that Jean-Claude guy?
Who would win in a fight with Mr. Jean-Claude? Oh, I'm sorry I even asked.
Oh, please. He's a midget.
Please go on.
You know? And I'll talk shit about him. He ain't here.
So if he does his standard high kick, I think he's gonna hit your knee.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So he's not much for you. Okay, who would you like to pick a fight with? You win from them all, basically. All the A-listers.
Who would I like to pick a
Yeah.
fight with? Oh, I don't know. I in a movie, I'd love to
Yeah,
work with
that's what I mean.
Arnold Schwarzenegger or any of those guys, because those were my idols when I was growing up, you know? It's, just watching those guys was fantastic.
Was there any movie that made you pick up wrestling? Especially, or wasn't that a movie thing?
No, I mean, the reason why I went into wrestling is I watched it as a kid. I watched Stampede Wrestling every Saturday morning, you know, and I was a tall, skinny kid with dyslexia and had glasses and braces, and nobody thought I would ever become a professional wrestler, and ended up hitting the gym, and now here I am.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just something that I always wanted to do. I don't know why. My parents probably still to this day think I'm crazy for doing it, but you know, it was a great stepping stone. And now my daughter, of both of my kids, my daughter wants to wrestle
Really?
now. Yeah, it's crazy. Craziness.
Now, anyone who's seen the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke knows that from a certain age on, it becomes hard for an ex-wrestler to make a living even, or to continue. So is that one of the reasons you started your production company, Main Entertainment?
Well, I mean, I was lucky. I transitioned, and once I did X-Men, I transitioned into the film and was able to hang up my wrestling boots, you know. But there's a lot of guys that you know, still try to wrestle, and it's a tough business, you know. You get beat up, and it's hard on the body. You can only do it for so long, you know. I was lucky to get out.
What did you think of that film? Because we don't have that tradition here, not as much as in America. Have you seen The Wrestler by the way?
I have seen The Wrestler.
How accurate was that portrayal?
It was pretty accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very accurate. I really enjoyed the film.
Okay, he was supposed to be his big comeback, and then he fucked it up again somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, no.
That's Mickey. He was even in a Belgian film, so that's how low he sunk. Yeah. Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about Main Entertainment.
Yeah, Main Entertainment, yeah.
Because I was just talking to you before we started, and the idea of working with your partner, with your wife, seems to be both very smart and very dangerous. So she's part of the production company as well.
Yeah, she's the president of the company. I started my own production company, Main Entertainment. We've done our first picture, which is Compound Fracture, and it's out. Hopefully, it'll be out here in Belgium soon. And we're starting our second one, which is Penance Lane. We're going to be doing it later on this year. And
that description sounded amazing. Was Del Toro meets?
If Guillermo del Toro's mama met Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses,
who doesn't want to see that?
It's going to be pretty gory and graphic. But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. It has its ups and downs. My wife was a theater major, so she likes to be very critical and critique me when we're on set. And I'm just like, I've been doing this longer than you. You just need to sit down and shut up. You know? But
I imagine her now being even taller than you, but that's probably not possible.
No. But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. It's great, you know. And when you're making your own movies, it's a lot of hard work, you know, when you're producing them. But we wrote it together.
Mm-hmm. Both films? Sorry.
No, the
Compound Fracture.
Yeah. She did most of the writing. Her background is comic books, so you know, she was the editor-in-chief of Top Cow comic books for.
They are amazing, by the way. They did. I'm sorry for interrupting. They did this comic called Echoes, which I enjoy incredibly. I don't know. It's like an amnesia thriller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're great. Top Cow's great. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, yeah, she was their editor-in-chief for like 10 years, and then she was Radical, and then now she's with Darby Block. So yeah.
And how is it in this day and age to keep? I don't know how big your ambitions are with the company, but to keep it going, it's all going well. The films are getting made.
Yeah, the films are getting made. It's you know, the hardest thing is just getting people like you guys to watch them, because there's so much content out there now, and a lot of people don't even know that Main Entertainment exists yet. So if you guys follow us on Twitter and Facebook, I'd greatly appreciate it. You know, it helps spread the word.
And is it going to be purely genre? Is that the idea?
No, we're going to be doing a wide variety. We've got some action thrillers. We've got a biker movie that we want to do, period pieces. So it's going to be a wide variety.
That's amazing. Little Corman-like factory.
Well, we'll see.
Hopefully better movies, but.
Well, yeah. Hey, he's been pretty good.
Yeah. He never lost a dime in Hollywood. So
there you go.
Okay, those are my questions for Mr. Main. Are there any questions from the audience?
What kind of role do you like to play most? Is it like Sabretooth in X-Men, Agents in Troy, or more like Michael Myers?
You know, he asked which role I like playing the most. I enjoy playing all of them. You know, I mean, let's face it, when you get to be Michael Myers and kill a bunch of naked women and carry them around, you know, I'll do that all day long. I'll sign up for that. And being in the X-Men, you know, it was such an iconic thing. And I was just honored to be able to do that. And also working on Troy with Brad Pitt and everyone, it was just, it was amazing. You know, I've been very lucky and blessed throughout my whole career, and I enjoy doing every role that I take on. I just like to, I'm just like a, big kid in a candy store. I just love to play and act and bring a character to life. It's just so much fun,
That reminds me, you also starred opposite The Rock in The Scorpion King, right?
Yeah. The funny story about that is I wrestled with The Rock's dad 15 years before I was doing The Scorpion King. And Rocky Johnson, his dad, came walking out of Universal Studios, and he just looks, he goes, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "No," "I'm getting ready to work with you, kid, old man." And he goes, "You break." So yeah, it was fun. I got to work with both of them.
Is that like a perfect example of a wrestler-made actor? Is that the kind of career you aspire to?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, look at The Rock. He's done amazing films, and he's got a great career going.
Yeah, but maybe he's secretly a prick, I don't know.
No, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he looks like it.
He's a nice guy. Yeah.
Cool. Any more questions?
Yes.
You said early on how much the wrestling world was tough world. Is it tougher than Hollywood?
Oh, yeah. When I was wrestling, back in the day, we wrestled 200 to 300 days a year in a different city every night, so it was a lot of traveling. The wrestling's hard on your body, but also the traveling, because you get up and you're on a flight at 6 in the morning, then you get a car and you go to the arena, you wrestle, you have to find a place to work out. It's a tough life. You got 10 minutes of fame, you got 23 hours and 50 minutes of total boredom, But, you do it for that 10 minutes of fame.
Is it easier to get a fight than a role?
Is it easier to get
a fight than a part in a movie?
Oh yeah, I mean, like when you're in a wrestling organization, you're wrestling all the time, and with the film business, there's so many different people trying to get, like, for instance, when I started my company, Main Entertainment, in Compound Fracture, there were a couple of roles in there that we auditioned people for, and for the one role we had 900 guys submit themselves for the role, and then we had 1,200 females for the one role. And out of those people, only one person gets each thing, So if you got 1,200 people, submitting for a role where you get one person gets it, it's kind of tough. It's a tough gig.
Any more questions? Yeah.
What kind of role would you like to play? It was your choice.
I think that's a similar question to what. Oh no, sorry.
What kind of role?
Oh, that he hasn't played. You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, that's a good question. I mean, that's a tough one. That is a really tough question. I would love to do. I would love to do a period piece.
What period are you excited by?
Like the 1800s. I mean, I would love to play a cowboy. I mean, as a little kid, I used to ride my tricycle thinking it was a horse, and I had my little 6-shooter, my cowboy hat, and I pretended I was Billy the Kid all the time. I always picked the guys that died, I don't know. But yeah, I'd love to do a cowboy piece. Yeah. Yes.
For X-Men, do you know the character Sabretooth, or do you know the comics? And could you tell us a bit more about what it was like on the surface?
Yeah, like when I'd seen the cartoon, because I wasn't a very big reader, and when I went in to audition, they said I had like about a week or two to prepare. So what I did was I went down to the comic book shop, and it was kind of funny because I had no idea how big X-Men was at the time. I said, "So, do you guys have any X-Men comics?" Guy goes, "Yeah, we do. These 4 rows here, I'm like, "Okay, cool." I started looking at them. I'm like, I'm never gonna find the character. So I go, do you got any ones with a character named Sabretooth in them? He goes, "Oh, geez. Yes, these 2 rows right here. Wolverines Arch Enemy, yeah, that's pretty much him. I go, oh, really? Which ones would you recommend? So I was in there for about an hour, and he's pulling these comic books, like, you know.
Did you tell him at that point who you were going to be?
Oh, hell no. No, I said, I'm just trying to find some comics for my nephew, you know. And so then I got all these comic books and started doing the research on them. And I really got into it. I really started enjoying it. So I'm like, I really want to get this role. And so I was like, what can I do? You know, I had the long hair at the time and everything. I went and bought fake teeth and got Paulie in and put the fake teeth in to go meet Bryan Singer. And I walked in to the office with these teeth in, feeling really stupid. And there's this kid sitting on the couch, edge of the couch, just typing. And I said, I'm here to see Bryan. And he goes just like this. I'm going, you little, you know? And then he looks up and he goes, I'm Bryan. Oh my God, it's Sabretooth. That's what he said, you know? And my audition for the role was literally, he jumped up on the glass table and he said, choke me. That was my audition. I'm like, okay, so I'm choking him. He goes, okay, good, thank you. That was it.
Is that the weirdest audition you ever had? I hope so.
Yeah, you know, you have a few weird ones, but that one worked out great. You know, so.
Cool, I think we have time for one more. Ivan?
I have a question about your collaboration with Rob Zombie. What kind of sets does he run? And also, he said it seems pretty loyal towards his actors. Do you feel part of the Rob Zombie film right now?
Yeah, I mean, I've done 3 films with Rob now, you know, Devil's Rejects and the 2 Halloweens. And Rob really is he's one of the best directors I've worked with because he's an entertainer himself, and he understands that if you give a person their space and let them bring the character to life, you're going to get a lot more out of them instead of trying to put them in a box and saying, okay, you got to be just like this, you know? And working with Rob, it was great because, you know, we'd collaborate every morning and figure out how we're going to kill someone, and you know, and he'd let me basically do, and trusted me, and let me do what we wanted to come up with the kills and stuff, and working with Rob was fantastic. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it.
And I hear he's the opposite of his stage persona in real life.
Oh, yeah. Rob, you know, everybody's like, oh, he must be just a madman and an animal, you know. And the funniest thing is, I had not met Rob until I was on set of The Devil's Rejects, because he likes to pick his actors off the tape. And the sound guys were playing one of Rob Zombie's music videos, you know, he's got the dreadlocks and the hair, and he's whipping it around, and he's just going crazy, and then I'm looking over there, and then I look over and see Rob sitting in the director's chair, and he's just so laid back and so calm. You know, he chews a lot of bubblegum, and he's like, well, what if we could we like, and then I'm looking over here, and just, I'm like, holy shit, this is weird, you know? It was just so surreal. But yeah, Rob was a fantastic guy.
And is there any future collaboration in the mix?
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? You never know.
I love how he also, and you'll be part of that family, like even said, like he uses people like Sid Haig, which is a horror legend going back to the 50s, and people like that. Marty McDowell, he's the Tarantino of horror, really, when it comes to casting.
Yeah.
And you're part of the family, so thank you for being here today.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming.